there, it's Nina with Walla Stamping. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card that I want to share with you. I made this today on my Walla Stamping Live on Facebook, but I made a boo-boo on one of my measurements, so I decided that I would recreate this for YouTube, and that way anybody who watched my Facebook Live today, I told them that I would re-record it with the correct measurements, and I'm also going to have a downloadable and printable PDF over on my blog that will have all of the supplies that I used to make this card, as well as measurements and a detailed instruction sheet on how to make this project. So let me show you everything that you're going to need to do this with. At the end of the video, I will pause my camera and then go in and record this with it being candle lit with one of these little battery operated candles, because it looks so pretty in a darkened room with that candle in there. Now you're going to need a piece of dapper denim. This is cut to 5 by 6 3/4, very vanilla, 5 by 5, 6 by 4, 5 by 2 1/2, a scrap piece for your star, and a piece of crumb cake that's about 3 1/2 to 4 inches by 2 inches. I do have a kit. All you have to do to enter the Win a Kit is go over to my blog, find the post for this project, leave a comment in the comment section that's at the bottom of that post, and your name will go in to win this kit. Now the stamp set and the edgelets that I'm using today is the Star of Light, and I'm going to be using this little stamped image right here, and I'm using the Bethlehem edgelets. I have used this probably 3 or 4 times now, and it seems like every project that I use this for has been a 3-dimensional project. I think it's perfect for something that you want to have dimension to. Okay, so we're going to start out with our dapper denim, and I'm actually going to use my envelope punch board and punch my corners and get those rounded. Stampin' Up did have a corner rounder, but it is retired and I have not replaced it with anything else. So at this point, let's go ahead and get our Simply Scored scoring tool in here and get everything scored. So I'm going to put my dapper denim with the 5-inch across the top and score that at 2 1/2 inches. Then the 5 by 5 gets scored at 2 1/2 inches. The 4 by 6 gets scored at 1/2 inch, 3 inches, and 5 1/2 inches. Then the 5 by 2 1/2 is going to get scored at 1/2 inch and at 4 1/2. Next, you'll grab some dapper denim ink and one of your stamping sponges, and I'm just going to sponge some color primarily in these top corners, and then across the top and about halfway down the side of the card, but I'm just sticking to the outer edges. Next, I'm just going to brush some of my Embossing Buddy powder across my dapper denim, because I'm going to be using some Versamark ink and I don't want my embossing powder to stick into places where I don't want it to be. I'm going to take that little stamp, and it is on a block A, and I'm going to take these Versamark inked stars and just place them randomly around the top third of my card. You can put as many or as few as you want. Next, I'm going to take my silver embossing powder, and I'm going to get all of these stars embossed. Then I'm going to grab my heat tool and get these heat set. Now I think I'll go ahead and get all of my score lines folded and burnished, and then we'll do our die cutting. So I'm going to use the taller of the 2 cities first, and I'm going to take my 5 by 5 piece of cardstock. I'm going to line that up so that the top edge of my edgelet is in alignment with the edge of the paper that's pointing in toward the roller on my Big Shot. Then I'm going to take my second cutting plate, and I'm going to slide that under the rollers and line that up so that it's about 1/8 inch or so away from this bottom cutting edge of my edgelet, and roll that through. Now you're going to have a couple of pieces that are hanging on over here. Just go in with your scissors and snip those off. I'm going to use that same edgelet again. This is the 5 by 2.5 inch piece, and we're going to cut this out completely. It's okay to just line this up in the center of your cardstock and get this run through. Next, I'm going to take my piece that is 6 by 4. I'm going to lay that crossways and line this up much like I did the first one, where the top edge is along the top edge of the paper, which is facing the rollers of my Big Shot. Take my second cutting plate, line that up so it's about 1/8 of an inch or so away from the bottom cutting edge of that edgelet, and roll it through. And this one you'll also have a couple of sides to trim away. Then we'll lay our crumb cake down. We'll put the shepherd as well as Mary and Joseph on there, and we'll put our star on that piece of Very Vanilla. Now we can start building our card and putting it together. So first what I want to do is attach the back panel into place. To do that, I'm just going to be using my multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to put a dot behind each of those palm trees. I want to make sure that they get stuck down. Do the tops of each of my buildings, and then just fill in the rest of it. Then when I stick it to my back, I want to make sure that my score lines are lined up, as well as the bottom of my card and the sides. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and just gently run it across those to make sure everything gets stuck. And if a little bit of glue comes out from underneath, it's okay. You can wipe that away. Alrighty, then I'm going to take my centerpiece next. Now if I were to lay this down like this, it's going to mimic that building or all of those buildings in the background identically. So I don't want that. I'm going to flip it over this way so that it'll be different. So right there where I have each of those score lines, actually just to make it quicker, I'm going to go ahead and use some Fast Fuse on here. You can use whatever adhesive you like best. Then I'm going to stick this down just about right there, maybe where this building is 1/2 of an inch or so below the height of that one behind it. And then these two pieces will go down next. Again, I'm using Fast Fuse, but you can use whatever you like. I'm going to line the side edge up as well as the bottom of the card. Tuck it under and then line it up on this side. And I do have a little bit of my Dapper Denim sticking out. So all I'm going to do is just trim up beside that. If a tree is in the way, I'm just going to move that over and just trim right on up the side. There, that looks better. Now we will attach our last few little pieces, and for that I'm going to just use my multi-purpose liquid glue again. Put Mary and Joseph over here. Put the shepherd over here, and the star up in the top left corner. Now our card will lay flat for mailing, and this will fit into a 5.5 by 7 inch envelope, which is an A7. Now you can make one of those on your own if you have an envelope punch board, or I'm sure that you could purchase these in pretty much any store, especially a stationery store or Hobby Lobby or a craft shop or something like that that sells envelopes. All you have to do to display this is just pop it open like that. So next I'm going to dim the lights, put my candle inside, and show you how awesome this looks when it's lit. All right, so here is the card, and I have it lit with my battery-operated tea light candles. I absolutely love how this card looks in a darkened room. I think it's so pretty, and it could be used in any number of places in your home, whether it is on a fireplace mantle, in your dining room on your table, maybe as a part of a centerpiece, or however you choose to use this card. It's going to be a very huge wow factor. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial today and that you are inspired to create this card for yourself. It looks like you would have taken a long time to create it, but it's really super simple and it's really super quick. So all of the list of supplies that I have used to create this card is going to be in a couple of different places. In the description box below this video, there will be a list of supplies there. If you need anything, just click on any of those items. It'll take you directly to my online store. You'll also find a complete list of supplies as well as measurements and instructions in the printable PDF, which is going to be on my website in the post for this project. So I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, if you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as sign up for my Walla Stamping newsletter. You'll get exclusive tutorials only for my newsletter subscribers each and every month. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.